Hello friends, this is a concept video on even and odd functions. Even functions and we have got odd functions. Now, how they get their name is that even functions are, x square, x to the power 4, x to the power 6, are all even functions, and odd functions, x to the power 1, 3, 5, these are odd functions. So that is how they get their name. If they have a even exponent, then they are even functions, odd exponent, odd functions. But this concept has been extended to a lot of other functions, and what you usually look for in a function is not its exponent, but its symmetry. X square has a graph that looks like this, okay, which means it is symmetric on both sides of 0, and then x to the power 1 will have a function like this. That means when you go lesser than 0, then your function line goes lower. Right now, this is f of x and this is x. In this case, it is the same on both sides of the y-axis. Now, even functions. Now, if you integrate, even functions from symmetric points, let's say this is plus 1, say this is minus 1. So sorry, I took the opposite axis. This is plus 1 and this is minus 1. Or it can also be that this is minus infinity, this is plus infinity. The thing is that they add up. The integration on this side adds up to the integration on that side because both are on the positive sides. However, if you integrate on symmetric sides over here, right, say this is minus 1, this is plus 1, then what happens is here the function takes negative values, here the function takes positive values. So when you integrate, what you get is 0. Alright, now saying that's out of the way, now let's go to a more rigorous definition of even functions. A more rigorous definition of even function would be f of minus x is the same as f of x. Right? Here, say here is 0.5. So f of 0.5 is this point, right? And f of minus 0.5 is also the same point. Now that is an even function. Whereas in an odd function, what we have is f of minus x equals to minus f of x. Now you can think of some other functions this property is satisfied by the cos function, that is cos of minus pi by 4 is the same as cos of pi by 4. We can take any number, cos of x equals to cos of minus x equals to cos of x, whereas for an odd function we have got sine of minus x equals to minus sine of x. So these are even and odd functions. Sometimes what you need to find is what happens when you multiply or add or divide even functions and odd functions. And for that, let's take two functions, an even function and an odd function. Let's make a table for multiplication. Product. Now, if you multiply an even function with an odd function, then just like numbers, what you get is an odd function. If you multiply an even function with an even function, you get an even function. If you multiply odd with odd, you get odd. Now, what this means is that if you multiply sin x and cos x, then you get an odd function. And here, if you multiply something like cos x and x squared, then you get an even function. If you multiply odd and odd, then you get odd function. For addition, uh, also it's quite similar, in that if you do even and even, you get an even function. If you add or subtract odd and odd, then you get odd. If you add or subtract even with odd, then the resulting function is neither even nor odd. This thing also applies for quotients. Okay, while doing division. That is pretty much everything about even and odd functions.